Consultants make millions while advising the world's biggest companies. They're often in the media for high-profile business transformations, corporate scandals, and even controversial cost-cutting strategies. Consulting firms are some of the most influential organizations shaping industries and guiding Fortune 500 CEOs. The key questions: what do consultants actually do? How do they work? And how do they make so much money? Consulting firms take on projects from the world's biggest companies, governments, and even startups. Unlike regular employees, consultants aren't there for the long haul. They're brought in to solve specific problems, streamline operations, and maximize profits. The expectation? Deliver results, no matter the industry or challenge. Whether a company is struggling, growing too fast, or planning a major shift, consultants are expected to provide expert insights and actionable strategies. The unwritten rule: always add value. If a consulting firm isn't making a clear impact, clients won't hesitate to cut them loose. From restructuring billion-dollar corporations to advising on tech transformations, consultants are paid to think fast, work smart, and make sure their clients stay ahead of the competition. Top consulting firms don't work with just anyone. Their clients are usually Fortune 500 companies, governments, or high-growth startups willing to pay millions for expert advice. Hiring a top consulting firm isn't cheap, but companies believe it's worth the cost for strategic insights that can drive massive growth or prevent costly mistakes. Unlike CEOs or executives, consultants rarely make headlines. Their work is often confidential, dealing with sensitive company data, major restructuring plans, or market entry strategies. The advice they give can shape entire industries, yet the public usually never hears about it. Consultants operate in a fast-paced, high-risk environment. They're expected to deliver results under tight deadlines, often working 80-plus-hour weeks. Their recommendations can lead to layoffs, billion-dollar investments, or complete business transformations. The stakes are huge, and there's little room for mistakes. Consulting is one of the most competitive and demanding industries, but for those who succeed, the rewards are enormous. So how do they actually help businesses, and why do companies trust them so much? Let's dive in. Unlike most jobs with a fixed salary, consultants charge clients based on billable hours. Every meeting, email, and research session is tracked, often at rates of hundreds or even thousands of dollars per hour. The more hours they bill, the more revenue the firm makes. Consultants are expected to be utilized as much as possible, meaning their time should be spent on paid client work. A high utilization rate means more revenue for the firm. If a consultant isn't billing enough hours, they might be in trouble. Consultants define the scope of a project up front, but clients often ask for just one more thing. If consultants don't carefully manage expectations, they end up doing extra work for free. Smart consultants keep projects tightly scoped to maximize efficiency and profit. Their pricing models are designed to maximize revenue. In rare cases, firms take a percentage of the value they create. If a consultant helps a company save $100 million, they might take a cut, say 5%, earning $5 million for their work. Big firms like McKinsey, BCG, and Bain bring in billions using these models. McKinsey alone generates over $10 billion annually, proving that businesses are willing to pay top dollar for expert advice. Consulting firms don't just give advice, they follow specific strategies to help clients solve problems, grow, and stay competitive. Let's break down some of the key consulting approaches. Strategy consultants help businesses make major decisions, entering new markets, launching products, or restructuring operations. Think of firms like McKinsey or BCG advising Fortune 500 companies on multi-billion-dollar moves. Their goal? Increase revenue, cut costs, and outmaneuver competitors. Operations consultants optimize business processes. They help companies streamline supply chains, reduce production costs, and improve productivity. Example, a consultant might help an airline reduce turnaround time for flights, saving millions annually. Technology consultants implement software systems, automate processes, and enhance cybersecurity. Firms like Accenture and Deloitte specialize in large-scale digital transformations, helping businesses stay ahead in the digital age. Financial and risk advisory consultants advise on mergers, acquisitions, and financial restructuring. They also help companies manage risk, whether it's fraud, regulatory compliance, or economic downturns. Think of them as financial architects for big business moves. Companies don't just need better strategies, they need the right people to execute them. Consultants in the human capital and organizational change space help businesses restructure teams, improve leadership, and manage large-scale workforce changes. When a company like Amazon wants to optimize logistics, a consulting firm might step in to analyze its supply chain, identify inefficiencies, and save billions. Whether it's strategic decisions, tech transformations, or financial restructuring, consultants sell expertise, and businesses are willing to pay top dollar for it. But with all these strategies, how do consulting firms win clients and grow their influence? Let's explore. The consulting world is dominated by a few key players, both individuals and firms, that have shaped industries, influenced governments, and advised the biggest corporations in the world. Let's look at some of the most well-known names in consulting. Often considered the father of modern management consulting, Marvin Bower transformed McKinsey from a small advisory firm into the global powerhouse it is today. His influence set the standard for corporate strategy consulting, making McKinsey the go-to advisor for Fortune 500 companies and governments worldwide. Bill Bain took consulting to the next level by creating a results-driven approach. Unlike other firms, Bain and Company would sometimes take equity in their clients, ensuring they had skin in the game. His firm became known for working closely with CEOs and driving massive transformations. The Big Four, these firms dominate the consulting and advisory space, providing everything from strategy consulting to tax and audit services. While they started as accounting firms, they now compete with McKinsey, BCG, and Bain in high-stakes consulting projects. Let me know in the comments if you want a video about what accountants do. A professor and consultant, Rumelt is one of the most influential thinkers in business strategy. His book, Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, is a must-read for executives and consultants alike. From billion-dollar firms to legendary individuals, the consulting world is filled with power players who shape industries, governments, and global economies. While the consulting industry has many success stories, it's also seen its share of high-profile failures. Some of these mistakes have led to massive financial losses, reputational damage, and the downfall of consulting firms. Let's take a look at a few major consulting failures that shook the industry. Booz Allen Hamilton, one of the largest consulting firms, faced a significant setback in the 2000s when it attempted to shift its business model from traditional management consulting to focus on technology and government contracts. The change alienated its core clients and led to major financial losses. The company struggled to adapt, and in 2008, it split into two separate entities, Booz & Company, which was later acquired by PwC, and Booz Allen, which became publicly traded. This strategic misstep caused long-term damage to its reputation. Arthur Andersen, one of the Big Five accounting firms, was severely impacted by the Enron scandal in the early 2000s. The firm was found to have been involved in Enron's fraudulent accounting practices, and after being convicted of obstruction of justice for destroying key documents, Arthur Andersen was forced to close its doors. While not purely a consulting failure, the collapse of this massive firm had widespread effects on the consulting and accounting industries, as it showed how deeply intertwined consulting, auditing, and ethics could be. In recent years, McKinsey faced public scrutiny for its role in advising Purdue Pharma during the opioid crisis. The firm was accused of helping Purdue profit from the opioid epidemic, leading to lawsuits and a $600 million settlement in 2020. This incident severely damaged McKinsey's reputation, raising questions about the ethical responsibilities of consultants in shaping corporate strategy. These failures serve as cautionary tales for the consulting industry, emphasizing the importance of strategic foresight, ethical responsibility, and adaptability. Mistakes can be costly, both for consultants and their clients. Breaking into the consulting world isn't easy. It requires a mix of education, experience, and networking. But for those who make it, the rewards can be significant. Here's how you can get into one of the top consulting firms. First, you'll need a strong educational background. While there are exceptions, elite universities are often the starting point. Ivy League schools, as well as other top-tier institutions, are the breeding grounds for future consultants. These firms often recruit from a select pool of prestigious universities. However, a strong academic record from any respected institution can still get your foot in the door. There are two primary career paths into consulting. Most consultants come from a background in business, economics, or engineering. A degree in business administration, economics, or even a technical field such as engineering can provide the foundational skills necessary to enter consulting. Understanding business strategy and market analysis is key here. Another route into consulting is through a more technical background. Consultants who specialize in IT, data analysis, or software often come from disciplines like computer science, data science, or engineering. These firms increasingly look for experts who can help clients implement tech-driven solutions. The typical path to consulting success starts with gaining relevant experience. A lot of consultants start in management consulting or business analysis roles, often working in related sectors like finance or marketing. Some even begin in investment banking or in technology firms. After getting 2 to 3 years of experience, you can work your way up or use your network to jump to a specialized consulting firm or role within a company. Networking is critical in this field. Relationships often make or break your chance to transition to higher level consulting positions. Getting into consulting is highly competitive, but with the right strategy, skills, and network, you can secure your place at one of the world's top consulting firms. The consulting interview process is intense, fast paced, and focused entirely on problem solving skills. These interviews are designed to test your critical thinking, ability to work under pressure, and how well you approach complex challenges. Example questions: how would you approach a market entry strategy for a new product? A client is losing market share. What would you do to help them turn things around? How would you handle a situation where your analysis shows that a company is better off cutting its losses and exiting a market? You've been tasked with reducing a company's operating costs by 20%. What steps would you take? Consulting firms care less about memorized answers and more about how you approach problems, structure your thoughts, and communicate your solutions clearly. Your ability to think critically, analyze data, and recommend actionable strategies is what gets you hired. Prepare for a series of case studies, numerical problems, and behavioral questions to showcase your skills. Did I miss anything about consultants? Leave a comment if you want a part 2 where we dive deeper into the different consulting industries. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to learn more about high-powered careers and industries. Your support helps me create more content for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.